Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars, and forgive the change in format. I'm on the road. I have been for a few weeks, it's at least 2 weeks now, and I don't think I've posted a reading in probably a month. So we're catching up here on Tuesday, August 14th, 2023, with a Leo new moon coming up. I believe it's the 17th. And you might want to check that date, and depending on what part of the world you live in. But that's the foundation of the energy. And I will say, where I am now is we've got fires all around. I'm sure most people know about the Maui fires. I don't know that we're getting smoke from that, but there are other fires in the mountains where around and near where I am. So it's been challenging. It's been a very intense time, a lot of transition on top of huge transformation that's happening in the world. So I'm sure you're all feeling that individually and collectively as I am. So forgive the background circumstances. Let's focus on the reading and see what this energy of Leo has to say through the bones, through the ancestors. And may this reading and my guidance, my channeling, just facilitate your process as you listen of connecting more deeply with your ancestors, so that this becomes, in other words, as a reflection or a mirror for some energetic information that you may be needing to hear, that may be guiding you in a really positive way. And just letting you all know that I did just release, I think it will come out in a couple hours, a newsletter where I go over some of the relationships that I have been aware of over the last month about fire, about the sun, about us being a solar event, each of us individually being a solar event, our bodies of light being and bringing more light just on different frequencies. I also speak about the elements, especially the water, since I've been following the work of Veda Austin and her studies in the intelligence of water and the symbology of how water is speaking to us all the time, especially since our body is mostly water, not necessarily in the form of water, but in the form of a plasma. And so we're just taking all of that into consideration. I also mentioned something about Nassim Haramein, the physicist, his work and his gifts and guidance that he's bringing into the world that will help facilitate major changes in our collective understanding about reality, about mass, about gravity, about the creative life force that is in all things, even what we have known as dark matter, uh, black holes, space. We now know space is alive and filled with life force. It's a part of our superconscious awareness, the Akash, the field of knowing. So just take all of that in, and I invite you to go to my website. So if you can read more, and there are definitely links to all these people and these concepts in on my news page within my website at DesireeDemars.com. So without further ado, let's just take a deep breath, get settled in wherever you are physically. Attune to the breath. If you can have your feet on the floor, that's great. If not, feel your body connecting to the cushion or the chair that you're in. And then imagining a brilliant white light coming down from the heavens and anchoring you all the way down to the center of the earth. And when you feel that connection, when you feel that that grounding, that sense of groundedness to the divine feminine, to the iron molten core of this beautiful planet Earth. Imagine then knowing and feeling how that energy flows up through you and begins to fill your field, your toroidal field, and feel that expansion go on through infinity. It is infinite and eternal. But you are feeling it here at the center, at the core, at the central core of your being. That central core is now grounded and anchored to the earth, which is activating your base chakra, the color red, and the element of the blood that is the hemoglobin, right? The brilliant red life force that feeds life from within you, which is the passion, which is the sun, right? Which is your physical expression on the earth plane. Just feel into that, what it means to you, not what I'm saying it is, but what it means to you. So then knowing as it moves up, it activates all the chakras: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, white. And feel that field, that Akashic field, that field of knowing, the all that is, the great mystery. Feel it too now interwoven, interconnected with yours, that field with your field, right? Everything has a toroidal field. So feel the connection, the weaving in of these two different frequencies or planes. And then feel yourself expand into multiple dimensions, not limited by space and time, but expanded out of linear time. And just to anchor all of that into a feeling, into a sensation in the body, imagine or bring in the awareness, the emotional awareness of joy, peace and strength, courage, gratitude, humility, and divine love. Bring that or anything that reminds you of those things into this field of questioning that we have today, that we are asking or inquiring about. Joy, peace, strength, courage, gratitude, humility, and divine love. And as that field expands and grows, imagine now that central channel open and receptive, receiving a golden light, right? Like an antenna, opening and expanding, receiving. Feel it receiving. Exactly what it is you need to hear in this reading today. So from your heart center, feel it in coherence with your brain, with your mind, with your head. This greater field of coherence of the heart, feel it now connecting to the mind, spiraling into space, spiraling down into the earth, spiraling outward into multiple dimensions of awareness, of knowing. And so it is. And as you feel this, allow that sensation within the heart, or the knowing, the understanding, the hearing, the sensing, the feeling of an inquiry, a question about your ancestors, a question about what to do next in your life, a question about your health, well-being, this beautiful Leo new moon coming up on the 17th. What does Leo, or how might Leo guide us through this energy cycle that's being awakened? And also aligning with multiple other events, especially stellar and solar events that are happening simultaneously, are being amplified now and will be happening throughout the rest of the year and completing a greater cycle by the end of the year, beginning of next 2024. So with that said, hold your intention in your heart as I rattle for a few seconds, just to bring in a remembering through sound and understanding through sound, a gateway, a portal opening through the sound from your heart, calling in our ancestors, creating an invocation for the reading today. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, infinite creator of all that is, come and be with us. Come and be with us as we sit in a sacred circle that we now create, that we co-create, that we sit within as co-creators. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit beside us in the sacred circle, the circle of wisdom, of guidance, of understanding, of allowing for our own capacity to expand into dimensions we may have not known for some time, or we are just remembering about who we truly are. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the magical, the mystical, the seen, the unseen, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, the creepy crawlers. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit beside us in this sacred circle, this journey into the unknown and yet known, yet reflected to us simply by being who we are, being a conscious creator, a conscious co-creator. Allowing that heart space to open, come into alignment with our awareness, with our thinking mind, and bringing that thought forward so that it may be reflected and answer a sensation, a field of information, let it be tapped into. And then last but not least, we call upon all of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here working on our behalf. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. To all those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit beside us, co-creating this next chapter in our lives, this next step in our evolutionary process as humans on planet Earth. And may the wisdom gained, the understanding that we embody, integrate, and take forward into our life from this reading, may it not only benefit us, but may it benefit all those we come in contact with, simply through our state of beingness, simply through our presence. In full faith, so be it. Aho. Okay. So now I'm going to have you imagine that inquiry. Get this going here. Do a little extra light on the subject. That might help. And then I'd like you to blow 3 times into the basket with that intention. And just do that along with me. here we go. Okay. I got my little mascot with me today. This is who I'm watching. Hi, Bridget. So say hi to Bridget. And then let's zoom in here and see what we can see. So I'm going to try to make this really succinct and stay within the smaller circle or this diamond area here and then the square. Really kind of focus on that, which is lovely because this piece, which is closest to you, if you were sitting here having a one-on-one reading with me, this piece of coral is here representing the inquiry. So whatever your question is, whatever you're asking for guidance from or through this Leo new moon energy and these solar events that are unfolding, this is the starting point here. And what's beautiful about it is right next to it is grandmother. So your grandmother on your mother's side, she's right there. There's grandfather within this diamond here. Clarity of mind, especially around how to take care of yourself, how to protect yourself, how to detox. In fact, in the invocation, I didn't say this, but I usually say this myself, but let's all do it here in a moment together, is call in any guide, angel, or teacher that you have for power and protection. So just imagine, call them in now, come now. May that field or that essence of power and protection be surrounding you, surrounding your space, surrounding your conscious awareness, so that you sit as a sovereign being, and what is theirs, and what is yours is yours. What is yours is yours, and what is mine is mine. So, with that said, we've strengthened that circle even more. And that takes me into the right in the center. It's very interesting how this is really filled in this time. Often it's spread out and there might be a piece or two, but we've got a lot going on dead center. And it's all about this return of power. And here you are, the central figure at the dead center with your third chakra, DNA, the sun. No accident, Leo, right? This Leo energy, just totally fascinating. I'm just fascinated every time I do a reading. I really miss doing them. I kind of took a little break here, but this is so accurate. And then again, this idea of protection. And again, another ancestor here on your mother's side. So it's the great ones. We have grandmother, grandfather, the great ones on your mother's side. And these great ones are directly linked to your star nation, right? Your star family, your soul family, your spirit family, your family of the light, right? Of the truth of who you are, that you came into this world of duality in order to remember who you truly are, right? To have this process, like what a gift it is to have this process that allows us, let me just straighten this out a little bit, to remember, right? A process of remembering. So whoever the other is, if you've got another person or a partner that's involved with you or intertwined in your life right now, they're here a little bit outside of the major events. Oops, I'm sorry, going on. And there is something going on here. Yeah, things are happening sudden and unexpectedly around that, and or within that dynamic or that relationship. And what is on top of all of it is the element of water. So this nautilus shell is just reminding us about of the emotions, the spiral of life, the spiral movement of all life, especially the emotional aspects of whatever is going on right now, and how that's connected to your soul family, your star nations, um, uh, and possibly this other person of interest that we're looking at here. So, yeah, definitely heart, this water energy. Here's the heart chakra, and your crown, the physical body. We've got, oh, you're not going to be able to see this, and I'm going to have to move the entire thing. I don't have my regular board with me. So let me see if I can scooch it down. There we go. So closest to you also is father and mother. Well, how timely. And the dynamic of the masculine and the feminine here within your heart, right? Your head and your heart, exactly what we were just saying about here's the coherence, right? On the physical plane, the more coherence you have, the more coherence there between the heart and the brain or the mind, we have the more that can be provided for, right? The more provisions that are available. This is this tooth, I'm just blanking out all of a sudden, um, is it's a power animal, and it's all about providing for. Oh my gosh. Wow. Forgive me. I just blanked out. I'll think of it in a moment. But it's about the bone, the tooth being also like the ancestral realms. Here's your mother and father, and we're talking about ancestral realms, right? And what was on top of it was the eye of God, of being able to see all things, right? The part of the self that is ancient in nature, in our essence, that we carry that through, right? Um, it's I want to say buffalo. So we have buffalo tooth. Buffalo is the provider, right? The buffalo provided so much for many of the Native American people here on these lands before the Europeans came. And so just remembering that when we're in coherence, we're in alignment, and then there is more, right? It's like an abundance is there. They knew that, they lived that. And it's also just saying here with father is like, there's three sides to a coin. We have the collective. This little frog is all about the collective. So it's something much bigger. We're experiencing collectively now these traumas, these pains, this incredible loss of life, this mass extinction that is happening of plant and animal life. So just taking all of that into consideration, like that's a lot just going on right here at the base or the foundation of the inquiry. And this is all happening so that we can have clarity of mind, peace of mind, so that we can make choices, right, based on having a clear picture or clear understanding of what is before us. And of course, we have our little reptile friend here, lots of transition, the feminine. The key to all of this is accessing your own feminine nature. Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. Here's the ancient ancestors, the women. The ancient ones are here both on mother and father's side. And they too are sitting here helping. They're assisting with this idea of balance of mind. right? And making medicine, whatever it might be. It could be actually plant medicine, but it could also just be you being your own medicine, right? This idea of having balance of mind or clarity of mind, it's so critical right now because of these greater transitions that are happening for us to understand what our part is in this greater picture, right? Not just the personal, not just the most mundane, right? So let's see, I'm just feeling around here. Okay, so with that in mind, what's coming out of or going into the inquiry here, we're seeing, like I said, ancestors, um, transfiguration. This is like a rebirth. We are having major rebirth experience. You might be feeling like you're at a fork in the road, especially around ideas about what home means. Anything that's Saturnian, that has to do with power, authority, that is all changing and it's being affected. And it's sitting on partially on top of Venus. So we've got Venus is sitting, yeah, below Saturn, and then here's the home, or the idea of home, or our wishes about home. Let me shift this a little bit. But what is important for you to do right now is to know it's all about a greater cycle of living, of life. And what we can do about that is make wishes. This is the wish coin. It's saying, cut away here, orange, our second chakra. So this little heart-shaped dagger is about releasing what is no longer needed. So really tune into that. For a woman, it might be a loss of a child. It could have something to do with, for any of us, something that you created that you feel like you no longer want to work on or participate in, a job, a creation, whether it be creative or fundamental to whatever it is you do in the world. But no, you can make a greater wish. And what I was going to point out, when I was saying I was feeling around here, I'm going to slide this up a little, and it almost went off the cloth, but here we have the piece kind of in opposition to this is the vision. And the vision may be feeling to you right now, it's a little bit out of reach. But the truth is, it's like the more you wish and the more you align your own inner masculine and feminine, the more healing work you do around your ancestors, both masculine and feminine, the more energy, the vision will start to come to you, right? And that's what we're wanting to do, is magnetize. I'm going to put a quote too that I just ran across in the last week or so about the difference between intending and having a thought about something and magnetizing something to you. So, this is what we're talking about here. Creating the alignment and the field in order to have something become magnetized to it versus you going out and trying to get it or make it happen. And just remember that whatever I'm saying in this reading, I am receiving this too. It's powerful for me too to be a part of this channeling. So what is also being amplified right now, okay, is throat chakra. We've got things kind of locked up. I'm noticing that with a lot of friends right now, big transitions, and they're trying to sort things out, and trying to find the words, trying to find the way to communicate it, the expression of it, in order to make it manifest. And that is being amplified right now. How do we ask for what we want, receive, and then receive it? Then receive it. And one of the answers to that is all about ceremony, creating simple ceremonies in our life. This is a ceremony. Anything you might do to reconnect, like the invocation. That's like creating ceremony in your life to call in the elementals, to call in these forces of nature that we're just beginning to understand how they actually play out in having created this world that we live in. As we flow along this way, this would be clockwise here in the circle or the cycle. Um, we've got three. So there's a lot of creative energy available, even amongst the chaos, which is like the transfiguration right now, things that are, everything is transfiguring. There's a lot of action heading toward that, and a lot of that action being, I think it has to do with like new inventions, new ideas. People are coming up with completely new and incredible ideas and inventions for all kinds of things. It's that is truly miraculous, which of course reflects that ancient wisdom of, out of chaos comes creative, comes creation, comes manifestation, right? Whatever that is. Um, okay, so let's move a little bit forward. Yeah, that creation, let that creativity within you fill with passion or be activated by your passion to move forward to have this transfiguration process. I give an example of a short, just guided meditation or intention on my news page this month about that, about that idea of anchoring it right into our being so that it comes into creation in our life. And then we've got, as we come around back to full circle here, we've got Buddha with his third eye open. We've got the shaman. We've got the great ones on your father's side. So it's interesting how everybody has paired up here. We have father, mother, grandmothers. Here's your father's your father's mother, mother's mother, both sides. We've got the ancient ones, the great, 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 greats, great, 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 greats. They're all here paired up. Just beautiful. And this is the grandfathers. So here's grandfather on your father's side, grandfather on your mother's side. Very, very fascinating. I love when the symbology is so apparent. So, yeah, take time for reflection about what you do feel passionate about. Make your choices based on that, because that is where you will feel this alignment with your heart, this coherence coming out of your heart center. And it will be the lasting energy that you need to make it through these transformational times. And then coming back full circle, like I said, we've got our blueprint here. So this could be your, for many, it's their astrology chart. That's what they use as their guide. For you, it may be something else, maybe the tree of life. I was listening to a beautiful past life regression interview online today, and the guest speaker was talking about that, about how we've chosen, the soul has chosen this time to come into a body in the earth because of this duality, and that's kind of what's showing up, right? The dualities here of the masculine and the feminine, grandmothers, grandfathers, mother, father. Let me pull this down a little bit again so I can get the father back in there. Father, mother, right? That duality, the duality that makes, everything, it brings clarity. Sometimes it can be frustrating because it seems to go back and forth, or it seems to be either or. But in truth, we all know that once we say, oh, even if we say, okay, I'm aware that I don't want this, well, then you know what you do want because you've realized what you don't want. So that duality there is bringing clarity because of its uniqueness, because of its difference. It's not either or, like one's good or bad, right or wrong. There is no good or bad or right or wrong. It just simply is. And and when you can embrace that, you are also embracing the fact that it's both, right? It's both. And in that wholeness, then that's where we become whole because we see the whole picture. We're seeing the entire picture then, which is here you are. This is just classic, right at the center in your power, right at your third chakra. The sun, you are a solar event, and it is this piece of shell is all about the sacred. It's about remembering the sacredness of all things. This is what we're having to learn, these lessons of how sad or how imbalanced our human condition has become here on this earth, how um, we've abused so much power, so many resources, right? And this is drum, this is the heart. We are all having, oh, this is in my news post too. You know, there's so much heartbreak right now. For all the joy there might be, yes, there's new life, there's new children, there's new creations, new inventions, and yet there's heartbreak for the loss, for the old, what needs to be let go of. And that sometimes is hidden. That's what this shell is about. We got these little spirals around here. Yeah, the frequencies are shifting. As frequencies are changing and shifting, it's asking us just to go back into the heart and remember the sacred union with the self, the higher self, the capital S, the self. And just take time this week to reflect on that, or definitely this next week or so, 10 days, 2 weeks, that we have new moon energy, and and just allow this essence of Leo, the magnificence of Leo, whatever that might mean to you, come into your life. Shine the light into your life and let you, the solar event of your life, the co-creation, you, the co-creator with the sun, right? With the sun, with the energy of, this is Aryan energy of new life, right? Of life, of the star, right? The star that you are. We all are made up of stardust and particles of the cosmos that we have yet to even understand, right? That is part of the great mystery. So I'm going to end right there. With that said, I hope some aspect of what I shared with you today brought some enlightenment, an aha, or another level of understanding into your life, and especially around this new moon in Leo. And I have no idea where I'll be doing the next reading from, hopefully within a month. I'm still on a journey. I have still some transition um, to go. And with that said, may you all feel peace, deep, deep peace, deep, deep sense of gratitude for the beauty of that light that is within you and that is guiding you every step of the way. In full faith, so be it. Aho.